Hey guys, I just kicked off my spring garden project. Right here in this spot used to sit my 30-foot travel trailer. We have, years ago sold it, and I never really wanted to fill this back in with dirt, nor did I want to put concrete because I really am not sure what we're going to do. We might buy another RV, we might not. So this is what I came up with in a plan. Now, last year I tried some buckets, and this is gravel. I'll show you guys what the base material is. As you can see, crushed gravel, pretty standard what you use for a base of a concrete or a gravel driveway. And all I did is I raked it as smooth and level as possible. And then I was on the hunt for some underlayment or ground cover material. I wanted something really thick. I was looking online, I actually bought something on Walmart.com, and then I ran across this at Menards, which is a local home improvement store. And at Menards, this is 5 ounce. I'll have to show you. I saved the wrapper. I haven't cut it or anything yet. I just rolled it out, but here's what it is. It was like $45 for, and this is 12.5 by 27.5. And it's gonna work just almost perfect for my space. It's called DuraWeave, and it says lifetime guarantee, but I did Google it, and supposedly it's a pretty good brand. I don't know where it says on here, but I remember seeing it somewhere. It's like a 5 ounce material. So I wanted something thick that would last a while, because what I'm doing here is I'm going to do raised beds. I'm going to do 5 of them. I'm going to start off with one here. I'm going to have one here, and then 3 more spaced in the middle. So I'll have 5 total. I'm kind of expecting like an IKEA furniture type of install where there's going to be a bunch of little pieces, because 2x4 by 8, one of them's in there. They're heavy. One of them wasn't too heavy. When they put 2, it was almost too much for me. Well, I could lift it, but my back is not great. But I'm going to go ahead and get one of these opened, and hopefully the color matches, and hope they look good. Now, this is the 2.0. I don't know if I told you this, but 5 of these was like $729 shipped. I think they had free shipping, but it was like $729 shipped. And their 2.0 version, which is supposed to be the new design and it's supposed to be stronger, I don't know. They did bring back the originals by popular demand, so I don't know if I got the ones that nobody wants, or if people just wanted the old ones to match what they had before. That might be a valid reason as well. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, the other thing, what I've kind of read is there's a few different companies that make these, and the old style, there's, I think even the colors match, where this new one, I don't know if the style would match the other brands, but I went with this because it was like about $100 cheaper than a Vigo, and to me it was the same thing, because this one was on sale, but I did pay for it, and hopefully it works out. Let's go ahead and open one of these boxes and start the assembly. Torture, I think, is what it's going to be. Not so much assembly, but a torture. All right, here we go. So let me open this double unit box, and I'll show you guys how it's packed. Hopefully this one doesn't have any damaged pieces. Go. So just like the single unit box, it is the flats or the side panels and the ends. So it just has double amount of essentially everything, except for you get only one of these tools, and all of the nuts and bolts and washers are in one set of instructions, 2 of the top pieces, and you also have 2 of these. 2 of these. Yeah, there's another one in there. And this is the middle supports. I'll set those down for now. So the real question is there any damage to this one? It looks like it's probably, I won't know until I pull it out. The ends the corner or end pieces, they look pretty good. And then the real question is these sides. Okay. Yeah. A little scratch maybe there. Maybe, maybe not. It might just be in the plastic. This one looks better than the last double box. So, yeah, and that's it. And the instructions, which are pretty much worthless. I originally kind of lapped it over like you're doing siding, like this one on top, this one on top, this one on top, and so on. And it looked a little off-centered. I wanted a little bit more symmetrical. So I unbolted it and I did this end. The ends just look better to me on top. So I did this end on top, this end on top. And then since it's going to be this side forward, on the middle part, I have it lapped this way. So it just depends on what your preference is. To me, this kind of looked the best. But the other thing the instructions has, I'll show you guys. Now this is, I'm doing a 2 by 8 foot configuration, the 9-in-1. And with this configuration, it says you need, for the 17-inch high, that's what I have, you need 2 of the long ones, or 2 of the short ones, 2 of the long ones, 4 corners, and 8 middle panels. Well, the panels are correct, but you don't need 2 and 2. This is probably printed in some other country, I'm guessing, but you really just need the 2 longer ones. And again, it doesn't show you if you're supposed to use the lock nuts. These are threaded ends. Now, if you're using the longer spacing, because there's a couple different variations, you can stack these. You do need the all thread in between and to make it longer. With this one, you don't. So what I'm going to do, and the reason I came up with this, because again, symmetrical middle, I just kind of placed this in between here. And I said, well, if I put it in between, the spacing is right without the nut. So I'm not going to put the nut. Plus, if you put a nut, you really can't tighten it up good. And these are threaded on both ends. And the instruction says to go 1 down. I'm still going to use the washer. Is in this middle section, I'm going to just throw the bolt in, line it up, put a washer on the middle. And I mentioned that I took them apart and redid them. Man, guys, the reason they have that plastic annoying film is these are scratch prone. I don't know what they paint these things with. I don't know, but this is bare metal, just from metal touching on the metal. I mean, it's crazy. If you guys have painted anything with Rust-Oleum, this is 10 times weaker than that. So I'm going to go ahead and just twist this rod on the inside and until it's tight. Now I'll go ahead and tighten all this up. And then on this side, I'm just going to push this washer in. Let me pull you guys over. And I'm going to use a washer. And thread it in. I should have a screwdriver, but I don't. Just getting it started. Let me go grab a screwdriver. So I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this, and it'll pull this in nice and tight. And I got the other one sitting there. I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to get the screws in, put it outside, and then tomorrow or the next day, once it's in place where I want it, I'll go ahead and do the final tightening, because I really want to kind of have the ability to move a little bit with the rocks. I don't want it ultra rigid, because I want it to be able to float the contour of the ground. slightly. So I don't know how long I've been out here. Maybe an hour for the one. And so not horrible. I mean, I'll get the other 4 done, no problem, but it is a little bit more time consuming just because of the plastic and poor instructions. So I don't know if I said it yet, but the bolts are pretty easy. You got 1 washer, 1 bolt, and 1 nut. And you just go through it, find your hole, put your bolt through the panel. You take the washer, you put it on the inside. Try not to touch the panel with the screwdriver because, again, it will scratch. Pop the washer on. I'm going to go ahead and not going to tighten these down. I'm just finger tight. I'm not going to use a screwdriver even yet. I have 2 of the units put together, 3 to go. These things are not getting much easier to pull off, and it could be that it's a little colder. The flat panels or the side panels aren't so bad, and what seems to be working for me is just kind of grabbing them to get them started, working this seam, because I think they're putting this film on it and then cutting it with some kind of like machine brake. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, kind of get it started around the whole one side. And then what I do, you make sure you have a thick shirt on this because this edge is kind of sharp. As I'm pulling, it's probably loud. So I get about to the edge. And then, so that is a lot better than when I started off. Now, this is the side pieces. There's 8 of them. And then the corners are much, much harder because, I'm going to grab one. I believe what they're doing on these is putting this film when it's flat. See these grooves? Those are creases like it's a machine. And I think this protective film does 2 things, in my opinion. Don't know for sure. Is it protects it from shipping, but also the machining. So what I think it is, it's a flat piece of metal that they paint, which the paint is horrible, scratches. And then to protect it in shipping from rattling together, because it will scratch up because the paint sucks, is they put this film on and then they put it through the machine process, which puts this crimp, this groove, either the flat one, which has the grooves, or this one. And you can really see it here. You can see the machining. And what happens is it stretches and pulls, which makes the film super, super thin, but also that pressure when it's almost like a tubing for a roll cage roller, a tubing bender, it's putting a lot of pressure on the seam. So, well, what we're gonna do is, because it's thinning it out, if you try to do it like the flats or the middle pieces, and make sure you wear pants. I keep on, these edges are sharp, and some of the edges have bent in shipping. I had to kind of bend them back. The end piece on the 8-pack actually had a couple little dings, and I put it on the end so you can't see it. But see how you do that? If you do it like the other one, it just tears. See, it just tears. It's kind of a pain. It'll take forever. And you got to kind of go back and pick at it. So what I did is I grabbed my heat gun and I'm going to go ahead and heat it up. I'm going to heat it up all over. And it's probably like 55 degrees out today, so it's not on the warm side. If you don't have a heat gun, you probably can throw these in the sun for about an hour or 2 on a decently warm day, and it probably will help tremendously. But let me go ahead and heat this up. And this is a Harbor Freight cheap brand. It says Warrior on it. I picked it up for $10 on sale. Harbor Freight. Especially the edges. I'm warming up the whole thing a little bit, but I'm going to get the edges quite a bit right here to get it started. Basically the same process. You take a sticker off, and I don't know if this is going to save you any time because this is an extra step, but as far as aggravation, as you can see, it's pulling much better than it was before, just with a little heat. Instead of ripping, it's still ripping a little bit, but it's pulling much better. Probably should hit it with a little bit more heat. But when I have it tearing here, I'm gonna kind of go out, pinch it, and pull it back. Same here, same here. I'm almost to the edge. I'm gonna go ahead and try to work it from the side, pulling it in. When it starts to tear, start working on the other side if it starts to tear on you. There we go. So for each piece, you got to go through this 4 times, 4 corners, and 8 flats or side pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do the others and get the third one assembled. I just finished this one. Again, all hand tight, just snug by hand. And what I'm going to do is, of course, this is the middle where it's joined. So I'm going to just lift it up. I'm going to grab it just like this. And the other one seemed to go up a little bit, so just in front of it. So like right here. It's right on the seam. It's not too heavy. Make sure I don't hit the door. All right. I think this is going to work out good. So guys, I've been filling these raised beds, and initially I was using that dirt from the backyard, but I got a lot of clay, a lot of rocks, and I switched over to buying dirt. I had about, I don't know, 10 or 12 bags of garden soil. I went and got 36 more today, and about, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 things of peat moss. And I'm going to show you what I've been doing. Now, this garden soil isn't like traditional topsoil. It's more like mulch. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. And what I've been doing is layering it and mixing it instead of mixing it in a wheelbarrow. So I'm going to cut this in half. This is a 2.2 cubic feet of peat moss. Cut it in half. I'll divide it equally or close to equally, and I'll put 4 bags of topsoil on top of it and just kind of mix it. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. So I just kind of stand this up. Take my knife. Oh, try not to make a mess. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just gonna spread it around roughly, somewhat even on top. For every half a bag, I don't know what exact measurements this would be. So again, 2.2 feet, so that's 1.1 of the peat moss. And I have my bags lined up. This is 4 bags. You use about 4 or 5 bags. And this is Miracle Grow. It says for in-ground use, but Stuff is more like compost than it is topsoil. So I'm gonna have to add some more next year. I know it. Gonna dump this on top. 4 bags equally. And I've done, I don't know, a couple layers already in each one of this. Got the 4 bags in. Just gonna spread it initially across the floor. Then, once I have that, I'm just gonna take my hands. See how that peat moss comes from the bottom? I'm gonna break it up, mix it in. Trying to get it equally mixed between the peat moss and the topsoil, which garden soil or mulch. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, guys, it's been about 3 weeks since I put my plants in these raised beds, and I have all but one of these top. I don't know if it's like a rubber liner, and that'll really wrap up the project. Now, these were starter plants about 3 weeks ago. They're doing pretty good. One of the things that you can't really see now, my tomato plants. These are cherry tomatoes. There's kind of a mix of different cherry tomatoes. There's plum tomatoes, regular cherry tomatoes. That's what the card said. I got them from some, what is it? Some fruit market, but I have a Sweet 100. But anyways, you can't really see it. You can see it on this one. The sun beating on these and the heat, and we have 100-degree weather. I'm going to do another project with some shade cloth, but I want to wrap this up. Here's the rubber on that one. And so basically stay tuned, guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and put this, I'm gonna show you how I did it. This is the last one. And I got some tin snips, but wire snips will work. I'm gonna go ahead and for me, the instructions again kind of suck. What I've been doing is starting right here on the middle, on the side, and working my way around. So I'm gonna go in with my finger, and I got plants growing around this one. Should have done this already, but I'll show you guys. Get you closer. It's not rocket science or anything, but I'm just kind of pushing it, working my way around the whole side. And I'll show you once I get around the whole side. I just simply cut it, but I'll show you guys. All right, so I went all the way around just by pushing this in. And when you get to the end, you just simply take some tin snips like I got here, and you want to make sure you can always cut more off, can't cut less off. So I'm going to cut a little bit more. These ones are cut just a little bit more. These tin snips are kind of seen better days, but I think that'll be perfect. And there you go, done. So I'm calling this project done. It's looking good. Guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.